Australia is in a fortunate position. We can learn about spotted-winged drosophila and prepare for a possible incursion scenario. Growers overseas have learnt to manage this fly, and research into the best techniques is ongoing. Collaborators overseas can share their experiences managing their crops for this little fly. This allows us to collect and distribute information on best practices now before it arrives.
I'm Marion Regan and I own and run Hewlow Farms. We're in Kent, in the south of England.
My name's Harriet Duncalf. Our farm name is Maltmas Farm, and we grow in the Flat Fenlands, which is in Cambridgeshire, in the east of the UK. We managed it for the first time in 2014.
When I think back to how we used to pick our fruit before we had SWD, I'm actually quite horrified because now it seems second nature to pick really hygienically and cleanly, not to leave any waste fruit anywhere, not to leave waste fruit exposed.
We have implemented a very strict hygiene code, so all fruit is picked up off the floor. We have added in precision monitoring traps around the perimeters of our fields at 4 metre intervals. We also do flotation tests on every crop at every pick from the first ripening of our fruit, just to make sure we understand what is going on in our crop.
My top tips would be very much hygienic picking. That's the first one, is just make sure you do not leave any overripe fruit in the canopy of the crop, and make sure you dispose of any waste fruit the day that it is picked. My other top tip would be to make sure you know what the problem is, so lots of monitoring traps, lots of crop walking, so that you know when you've got a rise in the incidence of the pest. And also just to collaborate with fellow growers so that you can, more people on this problem will help solve it.
My top tips for managing SWD are implementing hygiene very strictly, and it is about attention to detail, doing flotation tests at every pick, and just really keeping your eye every single day on what's going on, and then you'll manage it.
My advice would be to growers is get ready and collaborate with each other. Maybe the SWD working group that we set up here would be a good model, because it also helps to disseminate information, pool money together so that you can monitor the incidence of the pest nationally.
I think a really important thing that we did was set up a working group 2 years in advance of SWD actually being found in this country. That working group touched base with government departments, our crop protection products regulators, so that we had products in place, we understood whether this was going to be notifiable or not, and work could be done to find out information for growers and post it out before we ever saw the pest on farms, and I think that really did help a great deal. Also, it allowed us to set up a research group and get that funded for the first 4 years to fill in the gaps on research, and also obviously research items that were pertinent to this country and this climate.